Hi there YouTube, John and James here, and we're talking phones at MWC, Mobile World Congress, the huge phone show in Barcelona at the end of February. So we're having a look forward to see what you can expect. James, what can they expect?
So the biggest disappointing news, we're going to kick off with a really sad thing, is it doesn't look like Samsung will be launching the Galaxy S8 in Barcelona. It's the first time they haven't launched their flagship since the Galaxy S4 a couple of years back. So it's a bit of disappointing news, but there's lots of other manufacturers we know will be there.
Don't forget to check out our S7, S8 rumours, in fact, up here, if you want to find out more about that and when the launch might be. But focusing on MWC, the biggest phone we reckon is going to be there is the new LG flagship, the LG G6.
So it's going to drop the modular design we saw on the LG G5. We're going to get a 2K screen, we think. It's a 5.7-inch screen, if I'm right. That's what the rumours look at the moment. Snapdragon 821 processor.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe an older processor. Waterproof body and a better camera. It'd be great to see it come back with a really solid handset this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
And another phone that's heavily rumoured is the Huawei P10. Now, we don't usually expect Huawei to launch big phones at MWC, usually. They haven't done it in the past. But this year, it looks like the flagship will be there. We know that they're launching a flagship phone, so at the moment, we're assuming it's the P10. In terms of specs, we don't really know all that much, though.
You can probably expect it to be in line with the other phones. Huawei is quite good at keeping up in terms of the spec race. It likes to put a lot of power in there or use its own chipset rather than a off-the-shelf one from the likes of Qualcomm. And yeah, double camera could make another feature. Double cameras were big last year. iPhone 7 Plus, Huawei P9, to name just two. So I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with that double camera setup as well. Hopefully a bit more refinement in design, a bit more refinement on screen with the software are two big hopes. But Huawei plugging away, they're getting better and better each year, so it should be another solid phone. A manufacturer though that maybe has not been getting better and better is Blackberry, and they teased us with the Blackberry Mercury at CES in Las Vegas. We did have a quick hands-on, don't forget to check out that on the website, but we're going to find out more details, hopefully release date and price at MWC.
And another comeback is Nokia. We know Nokia will be releasing a new phone at MWC. What it'll be, we don't actually know for certain yet, do we?
Well, no, there's nothing solid, but Android based.
Yeah.
Although probably heavily sort of mixed up on screen. It could sort of follow the lines of the Z launcher that we saw a few years ago on the Nokia N1 tablet, which was made not by Nokia but had the Nokia name on, but it was a lovely little tablet. The Z launcher you could download for Android phones as well. It was a cool different way to do it, but so Nokia is still a bit up in the air, but we are really excited for it. Another firm that we know going to do something, but we don't know what, is Motorola, where again, fingers crossed for another solid mid to low end handset. Motorola has really been killing it the last few years with its cheap handsets.
It could be the Moto G5 range, which we've seen a lot of rumours for so far. The Moto G5, Moto G5 Plus and the Moto G5 Play. We don't know for certain yet though. It could also be something completely different that we've never seen before. Another phone manufacturer we also know will be there is Sony, but what they're doing is still currently unclear as well. We've seen rumours that they'll be launching 5 new phones. That's insane. It looks like it's going to be follow-ups to the Sony Xperia X series. But what it will actually be, we don't really know for certain yet.
We don't. I mean, if Sony follows sort of history of its launches, we can probably expect a flagship phone and 1 or 2 mid-rangers, maybe a tablet phone in there, maybe a smartwatch as well. But it's another interesting one. Sony is in the business of launching lots of phones quite regularly still. And it'll be interesting to see, will they finally move away from the sort of design ethos that they've been using the last few years? Probably not the omni-balance design that they quite like and they're fond of. It would be nice to see them do something a bit different, something a bit out there, to really sort of reignite the passion for the brand.
So one of the other big names that usually announce at MWC is HTC, but at the moment it's looking quite unlikely that they're going to launch the HTC 11 at MWC. They didn't launch the HTC 10 there, so it probably isn't going to happen there this year. But they may also be there. We may see some new stuff. We may even see something to do with Vive or something. We don't know for certain yet. But fingers crossed they'll do something interesting.
It's all been pretty quiet, so I've not got huge hopes for HTC at the show. They'll have their booth as usual, but I'm not expecting anything particularly new or amazing from them. But if they want to surprise us, brilliant. Another company which a couple of years ago made a huge sort of impact, it was Microsoft when they took over the Nokia brand, when they sort of engulfed that phone device area, and then launched a couple of interesting low-end cheap devices, heavily skinned, which were running on an Android kernel, but it was Microsoft, only Nokia. It was all very funny and weird, but kind of cool, and it like put Microsoft back on the map, and then it's all gone really quiet.
Yeah.
Although in the coming weeks we're expecting to get more and more. We're talking to all our sources to find out exactly what's going to happen. So do tune back in a couple of weeks' time, where we'll have even more MWC rumours and a look ahead to the event, which we will be covering live.
Also, let us know in the comments below what manufacturers you want to see there and what you want to see, which phones you want to see at the show. We want to know everything that you want to see as well, so we can cover it as best as we can. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you again soon.